the Alpha Squad. Again, I think the big advantage on this map is this Bravo spawn. Let's see what the teams bring in. We're getting right into it, and let's do it! Load, 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 load. Oh, I didn't even think about a Musashi in here. Musashi, great pick for a tier 9. You're saving a tier, you're saving a point. You're getting those crazy ass guns. Its weaknesses, it's AA, which doesn't matter in a battleship tournament. So on Sparkling Princess, you're seeing a Kurfürst, an Ohio, a Mikasa, and a Junbart. A similar strat that we saw in the last match. Let's see what they do with it. So you're going to have 2 strong tier 10 ships, a tier 9 ship, and a tier 2 ship. On the Burning Unconcerning side, you've got a Musashi, which I think is a very, very smart, strong pick. For tier 9, a Kurfürst for Feral Sheep, a Massachusetts, and a Gingit. So Gingit's going to struggle here. This is a little bit more interesting. Gingit's going to struggle. Are they going to send it to be the capper on the side that's not contested? I think you're going to see the Gingit go towards the center. I think you're going to see, I don't know if the Mikasa can do that and get away with it. If they end up going down the center, the Mikasa is dead. All right, they're sending the Kurfürst, it looks like, slightly to the inside part of C. Ohio is going to go wide, and the Jeanbart's going to go to A. They may be covering all the caps. We haven't seen that. The first one, Musashi going to run into the Jeanbart. That is going to be trouble for the Jeanbart. And it looks like the GK is going in that direction as well, with the Massachusetts steaming towards A. What is the Gingit up to? Gingit is turned around and waiting. That's very, very smart. They're waiting to find out what the deployment of the teams are. But right now, Musashi is spotted. Jeanbart versus Musashi in a 1v1 fight. If the Musashi or if the Jeanbart comes forward any more, he is going to meet up with the Kurfürst. Jeanbart was able to evade his first shells. That Jeanbart is in a ton of trouble against a Musashi. Looks like the Musashi is... No, he's got his guns at the Jeanbart. Let's keep an eye on this. Jeanbart has AP shells coming in. Yeah, he's able to hit the superstructure. But let's... Yeah, that is what you want to avoid. Jeanbart gets devastated. 12,000 off. Like Massachusetts is coming up the center. If he goes past this midpoint, he's going to run into a Kurfürst and an Ohio. That is not a good place for the Massachusetts to be. Gingit's still waiting. I think he's waiting to see if they've spotted all the ships. Right now, they've only spotted the Jeanbart, so he's being patient. See what they see on the other side. Right now, they know something's in B, but they're not capping it. Jeanbart is just getting crushed by this Musashi. Yeah, Jeanbart, he got into a better position here. He's firing HE. He's going to be able to light the Musashi on fire. Musashi has 1 on him right now. And Kurfürst is able to get the... This is interesting. Kurfürst has the Musashi's cheek. He's stationary. Let's see how this develops. He doesn't know he's there, except for he got shot at by him. I think you got to go forward, Musashi, and give the Jeanbart a little bit of leeway. Massachusetts in a secondary or in an AA battle with the spotter plane, so the Ohio knows the Massachusetts is there. Massachusetts knows Ohio's there. Ohio's closing in. You're going to see Ohio and Kurfürst come into the center. Gingit's making a move towards C. You're going to see a Mikasa versus Gingit at C. Massachusetts has to play this smart now. Okay, there's Ohio spotting plane. They know the Massachusetts is there. They're going to be very, very cautious about it. You're going to see a Kurfürst and Ohio come in here. Interesting to see what Feral Sheep does. He's going to be very, very exposed, and he's got his guns waiting for the Ohio. On the other hand, Ohio, see what he's seeing. He doesn't see much. He knows the Massachusetts is there. He's stalling the cap, turning his guns around right now, but he's getting ready for this Massachusetts that's sitting right there. Gingit is going to be late to the party with the Mikasa, but I think he's going to beat the Mikasa hands down unless he overcommits past that island. The Kerr first can get shots on it. Jean Bart's backed off. Musashi's been able to back up a little bit to see if he can get back onto the Jean Bart, but they're both going to be able to heal. So I think that was really, really smart on both parts. And now we have the Kerr first shooting at the other Kerr first. Yes. Doesn't have really good angle there. He's not going to be able to do a ton of damage. This Massachusetts has got great position. Ohio's coming down the center, so yep, you're going to see some big pens there. And now you're going to see a Massachusetts versus Ohio fight. Secondaries are going. And Kerr first and Musashi are going to be able to get in on this, so it's going to be a 1v3 until this Kerr first decides to get in. Ohio is able to ricochet most of those Kerr first shots. Let's see if this Massachusetts can get into a position where he can fire his secondaries. No. Ohio's playing this very, very cautiously right now. The only thing that's capping is the Mikasa, but Gangit is coming to counter that. Mikasa's being really, really smart. He's not moving past that point. So in order to get the Gangit involved in this, he's either going to have to swing out wide, or he's going to move in, and Mikasa's going to be able to get his ridiculous number of secondaries that are all a meme out on him, but it looks like the Kerr first is going to be able to participate on that. It looks like Jean Bart and Musashi are switching. You're going to see the Kerr first going in and capping A. So Musashi, who's going to be able to do more damage to this Ohio if this Ohio comes forward. Big shot on the Massachusetts. Ohio is trading damage, but he has a lot more HP. So this Massachusetts has to be very, very careful. He's backing up. Got good angles. Musashi's got shots on the Kerr first. He's able to take 6,000 off of him. This is a... Okay, Mikasa actually got the cap first. So you're going to see a slight point swing going towards C. Now the Gangit's going to move up. We're going to see. We got to watch it. Gangit versus Mikasa. Does he have his guns ready? He does. Mikasa spotted. 6K. Going to be the slowest fight in the history of battleships. Hi, Linsky. Now the advantage of the Gangit is its turrets in the middle is able to turn in the forward 180-degree section. Is the Mikasa going for a ram? Even if the Mikasa rams here, unless he has a ram flag, wouldn't matter. Best he's going to do is really damage him, and that's what he's going for. Gangit's going to be able to easily avoid it. But again, he's lured him into this overcommit, and this overcommit... Okay, wait, Jean Bart just took a big hit from the Kerr first. You got a bigger fight going on here. Kerr first is able to charge down on the Jean Bart. I think you're going to see the Jean Bart go down. That's going to trigger the Ohio and Kerr first coming forward on the Massachusetts, I would think. And we do see the Jean Bart go down, so they are going to be able to cap A. Musashi's playing this very, very carefully. This Massachusetts doing a great job. Gangit's going to be able to beat Mikasa, and I think you're going to see a 2v the very near future. Massachusetts just needs to be patient. He is moving forward. Don't know if that's what you do right now. You have a pretty big advantage. You have the points lead. Don't have the cap lead, and they've sprung the Gangit past this, so this is going to put him in a ton of risk. Kerr first is going to be involved in this. Mikasa is going to be involved in this, and there goes a big Citadel hit on the Gangit from the Kerr first, and I think this Gangit is dead. Massachusetts has decided to re-engage the Ohio. Ohio's coming forward. Now, see, this is really interesting. They've managed to get the Ohio's HP very similar to the Massachusetts. This Gangit's going to die. They have capped A. Advantage to... Oh, God, I don't remember the name of the team. Burning Unconcerning, and there goes the Mikasa. Mikasa does go down. Gangit manages to kill him before he goes down to the Kerr first, undoubtedly. So it's a 2v4 right now. And as long as the Kerr first kills the Gangit or puts enough damage down on him before he's able to cap, we're going to see a 2v3 with a Massachusetts that's at a slight HP disadvantage. But see, even if they sit there and hold these caps, okay, we got shots from the Kerr first on the Kerr first. This Gangit's doing a good job of staying alive. I think this is going to be the end of the Gangit. He does get some shots off at the broadside Ohio. See, yeah, big hit there, 7K. So they are going to be able to keep the C cap, and now you're going to have an Ohio and Kerr first against Kerr first, Massachusetts, Musashi. Massachusetts has moved up. Ohio's backing up, and I think they're going to be able to chip at this Kerr first. But again, the Musashi has the advantage over the Ohio only if he has shots at it. The Massachusetts and the Ohio are basically very similar. Excuse me. There we go. They're able to get some shots on feral sheep. Big damage here. This Kerr first has the angle on the other Kerr first. Those should all ricochet unless he hits superstructure. Yep. Cletus is doing a really, really good job stalling B. And I think at this point in time, the Ohio and Kerr first need to decide where they're going to go at. Because if this Kerr first pushes up, he's going to be in a secondary battle with the Kerr first. The Musashi's going to be able to fire at him. And you've got yourself a classic 2v1. And I think that's exactly what the Kerr first has ended up getting himself put into. Ohio needs to be able to move up. And he's moving up. They should have done this in tandem, but that's okay. That's a lesson for the future. By moving up and to the left, the Massachusetts stays out of the fight, and now you have a 2v2, as long as this Massachusetts stays out of it. And if the Massachusetts decides to move up, then the Kerr first can basically straight Citadel him. So, yep, here comes the Massachusetts. Kerr first needs to turn his guns. Throttling. Let's see if he can turn that corner. It'll be really, really interesting. Musashi's in a great place right now. Now the Ohio's giving a broadside to the Kerr first. Couple pens, but nothing major. They've got both secondaries on the Kerr first. Massachusetts has decided to come in. He's been able to turn this corner beautifully. And he's able to get in on this. Let's see. Yep, Kerr first is going to take shots, but they ricochet most of them. And it's looking really, really good for Burning Unconcerning. Yeah, Ohio just took another big shot. This Massachusetts has been played very, very skillfully. Right? Musashi coming in. He's taking shots on the thing he can hurt the most, which is the Ohio. That's excellent shot selection. Kerr first is also shooting at the Ohio. They're going to burn him down, then they're going to go for the Kerr first. So this is looking like Burning Unconcerning is going to take the first map. Again, both of these ships, they had two really good secondary ships. If you look at how the Kerr first played, he waited until he had a 1v1 versus the Jean Bart. But he approached the Jean Bart. He used the secondaries to get the kill. Only after the Musashi put some big chunks into him. Massachusetts did not YOLO in with his secondaries and managed to keep the Ohio at bay while they chipped in at him. And I think that was the big difference. Hands off to the Massachusetts. That was very, very skillfully played. That was very, very patient. And they got the rewards from it. Again, you're seeing the results of bringing in a Mikasa not exactly bearing fruit. So something to think about. Congratulations to Burning Unconcerning, Massachusetts with 3 plane kills, Musashi with the 2 big kills, Ganget able to get the Mikasa and the Kerr first with the kill as well. Excellent job. On to Two Brothers we go. I'm guessing we're not going to see a mid-charge here. I would be shocked to see if any team mid-charges. I think it's a little, but I could be wrong. Yes, we're switching over to it. Waiting on the teams. While we're waiting on them, I'm going to be right back. I'm going to grab my water. Hang tight. Oh, we're back in plenty of time. All right, let's see what we have here. So, Kerfer, Jean Bart, Massachusetts, Gangit versus Ohio Kerfers, Jean Bart, Mikasa. Burning Unconcerning, again, going with a Tier 8, Tier 5 combination with a Tier 10, Tier 9. And we'll have to see. So far, I've yet to see this Mikasa trick work, and they're so slow. Again, you have your team leader in the ship that's most likely to die quickly. And Ohio Kerr first, Jean Bart. Let's see if the Kerr first gets spotted first. I think that's definitely going to happen. Let's see how Feral Sheep controls that. He's in the center. He's going to be able to use these islands to his advantage to stay unspotted long enough to get rid of the disadvantage of knowing where the Kerr first is first. There we go. All right. So they got their two secondary ships next to each other. That's a good thing. Let's see if they fall into the same mistake of pushing. Now, I am noticing they're looking kind of central. We'll see how that goes. As for the Gangit, Massachusetts, they are using their advantage of this spot. I'm going to almost guarantee that you're going to see one of them go to this little island slot right there. Hi, puppy. And you have your Jean Bart going out wide. That makes a lot of sense. So you're developing your flank based on your Jean Bart. He's going to be able to get some nice AP shots out. It looks like the only thing he's going to be able to shoot at, but he doesn't know that yet, is the other Jean Bart who's going in on the island right now. The Mikasa is shooting at the team Jean Bart, and the drunk gunners almost hit him. So I am curious as to what the game plan is, but right now it looks like Ohio and Kerfer's down the middle. We shall see. That means Gangit's going to be free to cap E, and Massachusetts made a sudden turn away from, if they spot anything. Nothing. A sudden turn away. Is he backing in? I'm confused what this Massachusetts is doing now. He had such great positioning in the first game. A little confused as to what he's doing. Is he supporting the Gangit, perhaps? Gonna see a Kerr first, Ohio down the middle. Tunage. It's sure looking that way, and if that happens, they have the Kerr first Massachusetts covering the center, so they have their secondaries there. Gonna put the Jean Bart a little bit out of it, but look at this. Look at this right here. Look at this angle he's gonna have on him. Let's see if they see him yet. Not yet. He's gonna turn in. He is gonna have his flat broad. And yep, here it comes. Oh, this is going to hurt so badly to watch. Boom, 12K, just like that. He did turn out, so he's going to give him a chance to return the shot. Let's see if it happens. He gets a second one at him. Oh my God, this is going to hurt so badly. Wow, and just like that, he's down 20,000. So the Kerr first is coming down the middle. This is the Saturnalia tournament, Mr. DJ. So I was wrong. They're gonna bring the Kerr first down the middle. The Ohio is there. It's a little reckless to be bringing the Kerr first up by himself. Do they know what do they know? Let's figure out what they've figured out. They see the Massachusetts. They don't see the Kerr first. They see the Jean Bart. They know the Massachusetts is there. Ohio, a little bit slower than the Kerr first going into the center. Let's see. This Kerr first is going to be pristinely positioned for this, and it looks like the Massachusetts is already dealing with it. You got a Massachusetts on Kerr first, so they have a little bit of an advantage right now. He is able to take huge chunks off the Massachusetts. Let's see if Feral Sheep is going to be able to counter that. Right now, he's going after the Jean Bart. Going to allow the Gangit to go in and cap D and fight the Mikasa again. How these two ships end up next to each other every single time, the world shall never know, but it is happening, and we're going to see a Mikasa Gangit fight again. I think odds are on the Gangit. Mikasa, or Massachusetts is getting its butt handed to him by the Kurfürst, as it should be. Ohio's getting in on it, and I think we're going to see the Massachusetts taking a big hit. Yeah, there it is. So, good job by Sparkling Princesses on the Massachusetts. Unfortunately, the Jean Bart just got wrecked by this other Jean Bart, and he's the first to go down. So, advantage to Burning Unconcerning. Jean Bart's going to be able to wrap around and have good shots on the broadside of the Kurfürst. Isn't that important? He is going to be able to take 10 to 20k chunks off of him. More importantly, if this Ohio comes down, this is a problem when you're charging into the middle here. You overcharge this, and what we're seeing is an overcharge. You're going to watch this happen. The Jean Bart's going to have great angle on you, and you're going to get chunked. Let's just take a look at our Jean Bart. Let's follow his shells. He's waiting for him. He's waiting for him. He's going to be able to be perfectly positioned. Here it comes. Massachusetts is taking a pounding for this. Waiting for these shots. He not taking them? Is he going for the cap first? This Jean Bart very disciplined? No, there it is. This is what we were waiting for. He was able to turn. All right, and we have another fight going on here. Ganga versus Mikasa. I think the Mikasa is screwed here. But yeah, nope. Ganga's going to be able to have a completely one-on-one fight with the Mikasa. We'll have to keep an eye on that. And again, Kurfürst has overpushed through the center. The Burning Unconcerning Kurfürst has pushed away from that, basically taking out the secondaries from the Ohio, allowing him to get secondaries only on the Kurfürst, and they're going to burn him down. Massachusetts is disengaged. They're not able to see him until he just shoots right there. So if you're going to take that center, you really have to stay kind of in this area. By doing this, he just opened himself up to the Jean Bart. Jean Bart just took a big chunk out of him, and that's going to be the end of the Kurfürst. Boop. And we're at a 2v1 again. Ohio's going to have to take on the world because the Ganga's going to take out the Mikasa. Mikasa valiantly fighting him. But the Gangan is just too maneuverable and too fast. Things I never thought I would say. Yeah, this Mikasa is dead. He is fighting for his life, and that was most of the Mikasa's health. Next salvo will be the end of the Mikasa. Let's keep an eye on that. Now look at this again. Remember that trident I was talking about? Look at what you have here. Jean Bart, Kurfürst, Massachusetts. No matter where the Ohio goes, he's giving something broadside. Your best option is the Massachusetts at this situation. Looks like that's kind of what he's doing. You don't want to go forward too much. You could put your secondaries on the Jean Bart, I guess. But you are giving something broadside, and if that Massachusetts comes in, he's going to punish you for it. That's going to be the end of the Mikasa right there. Now it's a 4v1. It looks like it's going to be Burning Unconcerning with the second map for. Yeah, there's just too much HP left on the field. So again, the difference we saw between a winning and a losing Kurfürst is patience. And they have these secondary ships. They want to bring it down the center. They want to use their secondaries, and that's worked out 0 times. A lesson to everyone. You want to make sure that you're using these. Look how he's using his secondaries. He's using them to supplement, not as his main battery. And he's doing it from a distance. So, hands down to Burning Unconcerning. They're playing these ships to all of their strengths, and they're not giving in to the weaknesses of the ships. And that'll do it. Burning Unconcerning taking the second game. So we're on to map 3, Epicenter. So we've seen two situations where they bring higher tier ships in, and the Mikasa cannot do it on this Epicenter. I hope we don't see it again. We'll see if they. I really liked that Julio, Turpitz, Jean Bart, A situation. I think that was really smart. All right, it looks like Sparkle Princesses are readied up. We're waiting for Burning Unconcerning to get their ships ready in here. And then from here, our last match of tonight is going to be the Beefcakes, picked solely based on their name, versus Floor. So we'll be heading into that one after this. And then from there, we're going to be doing Clan Brawls. Waiting on Cletus. So they have a pretty good idea of the ships they've been bringing in. So a tier 5, a tier 8. All right, we're going in. Let's see what they decide to bring in for this one. Let us have this one. I mean, this has been excellent gameplay. Okay, so they're bringing in a Musashi again. Love the pick. Kurfürst, Massachusetts Gangit versus... Why the Mikasa? Why the Mikasa? What is the Mikasa going to be doing here? Ohio Conqueror, Pommern, Mikasa. I really think there's better picks available to get rid of that Mikasa. We'll see. Maybe I could be wrong. Obviously, it's worked in the past, but we'll have to see. So here we go. We've got Spartacus for Rome in the Gangit. Cletus in the Massachusetts, Feral Sheep in the Kurfürst, and ETK Gamer 98 in the Musashi versus MDesser _ WMD in the Ohio. Get Sniped 123 in the Mikasa, 50 first in the Pommern, and AOD 66 in the Conqueror. Positioning is key on this map. Let's see where the teams are initially going to go. Looks like you're having Conqueror, Pommern, and I really like having secondary ship right here. This Ohio is going to have a ton of fun. Although he has a Musashi, and that is his direct counter on the other side. Let's see if he can use island cover to his advantage, or if he is just going to get chunked by a Musashi. Feral Sheep is moving in towards this little torpedo alley of death. Mikasa... I guess the one advantage of the Mikasa is it's going to be hard to spot it, but once it is spotted, it is dead. Pommern moving and splitting with the Conqueror, who's going to cover the backside of the cap. He's going to be providing literal fire support. Ohio's doing, he's using the mountain to his advantage. If anyone sees anyone yet, doesn't look that way. Kurfürst are doing a good job of keeping themselves concealed. All right, I think first shots are probably going to be on Cletus here. So they've got 3 in the center, technically, if you count the Mikasa. Gangit is sneaking up this side. I think that's very, very smart. He could probably get into the second ring and be covered right here by what would regularly cap. All right, Kurfürst is spotted. He's been chunked by the Ohio, I believe. Are able to fire at him. Conqueror's got shots out. He looks a little behind. Okay, we're in a secondary fight. This is the opposite of what we saw Feral Sheep do last time. Let's see if he ducks into some degree of cover. I believe he's using that mountain. Yeah, okay. So he was able to duck into some degree of cover. I think he's going to hold there, keeping the Ohio at bay. They know where the Conqueror's at. This is going to be the interesting part of the fight. If Spartacus for Rome moves up, the Pommern is going to spot him. The Pommern can also hydro him out. Let's keep an eye. Let's see what the Pommern's up to. They know there's something in the second ring. I don't think they exactly know where it's at, but the only logical place for it to be is behind this island or right there. So let's see if the Pommern hydros him out. If they do, this Pommern can just roll right up to the Gangit and screw him. Musashi is firing on the Pommern. Looks like the Musashi's cheek is a little bit exposed, but Oh, yeah, it's definitely exposed. Got to turn in left, and it looks like that's exactly what he's doing. Conqueror's got shots on the Musashi. Now, this may be problems for the Musashi. He's got two powerful ships shooting at him. Kurfürst is getting into a 1v2 battle with the Ohio once this Massachusetts come around. Looks like the Conqueror has again changed shots, and he's shooting at the Kurfürst. Feral Sheep has taken... He's taken the bigger bruising here, but he's able to get into a position where his secondaries are able to fire on the Ohio, and it doesn't look like the Ohio has him. Yep, they do have him spotted. Doesn't look like the Ohio secondaries are going here, and they switched over to the Pommern. Pommern just got punished right there. That was a big 15, 17K hit. Musashi is just asking to get cheeked here. That Conqueror, if that Conqueror has a big shot, that Musashi's in a ton of trouble, but the Pommern is already at half health. He's got to be able to manage his health. Gangut's moving forward. Guessing they've hydroed him, and it looks like that is the case. But I don't think the Pommern is going to be able to do anything about it. Mikasa is doing Mikasa things. Pommern's overcharging. He is overcommitted, and he is going to get Massachusetts and Musashi to death. Now the Musashi has completely eliminated his cheek from the equation, and you're just seeing the Pommern get some secondary fighters on the Musashi, but he's not going to be able to kill him in time because he only has 19,000 health. Musashi's going to put probably a big 5-10K hit on him right there. Yeah. There's another shot from Feral Sheep on the outside. Ohio's basically staying pretty quiet. And again, the Gangut is going to find the Musashi. Mikasa. This poor Mikasa. So Pommern has been able to isolate himself. Let's see if he can stay away from the Musashi, turn, and do damage against the Gangut. Gangut playing a little bit of ring around the rosy. He's very, very smart of him. He's staying out of danger. And he's going to be able to get really close to the Mikasa. Mikasa, or what this Mikasa's options are here. Doesn't have a ton. And they do have the Pommern spotted again. Looks like the Pommern is going to get a chance at firing 1 or 2 at the Gangut before the Musashi's able to respond. But no, he is taking shots. 2K off of him. Just some overpens. Another overpen by the Kurfürst. Can they see the Gangut? No, they have no idea where he's at. Really tricky maneuvering. Okay, now Pommern does have the broadside of the Massachusetts. He has a little bit of an angle on him. He only overpens him. Okay, Mikasa has the Gangut, and this is going to allow the Pommern to know exactly where he's at. Hell yeah. Will he be able to get out and get a big shot on the Gangut before the Mikasa goes down? Conqueror. See, this is the other problem with the Mikasa. It's not able to put a lot of fire on. Feral Sheep just got nailed by I'm guessing, the Conqueror. He's about to go down, so there is going to be an advantage here. And Sparkle Princess is with the first kill on the Kurfürst. But the Pommern is not long for this world, and it looks like the Gangut may actually be the one going to be able to take him down. Yep, this is going to be the end of the Pommern. Yep, there he goes. And so now you have no control of the center. You have a Massachusetts on an Ohio, which the bigger issue is going to be the Musashi. But they're in a secondary match, and you have a full health Conqueror. This Conqueror needs to start putting a lot of damage on this Musashi from range, or you're going to see. Well, I guess they have the outer ring. And no, outer ring's contested. They have the middle ring. Yeah, they have the middle ring cap, so they are getting points for the ring. The Gangut's going to take the central ring, which is going to turn around the points a little bit. This Ohio, playing conservatively. I really like this spot. Massachusetts, again, great positioning. Basically, he's using his ship to play things. He's using his ships to box out the Ohio. I think it's smart. Conqueror's finally going to put some skin in the game, it looks like. Nope, not yet. Mikasa needs to spot the Gangut. Conqueror needs to shoot at that Gangut, but he's already capped the center, which is going to be a pretty big shift. Hello, Milky Vanilla. Thank you for the follow. Right, and here comes the Musashi, and this is where these big guns make a huge difference. Let's see if he connects. He does. He sits him from the front, it looks like, for 11,000. This Ganget needs to go down quickly. They need to save the Mikasa. If they're able to take down the Ganget, this Mikasa can go forward. Oh, yeah, there was a big hit on the Ganget. This may make all the difference in the world right here. Conqueror, don't overcommit too much forward. Ohio has basically backed out of the fight and is 1v1ing the Musashi. Spotted. He is not. So all they have is the Ganget. This Mikasa is spotting for his life. Be able to do a ton of damage. This Conqueror needs more accurate shots. That's the end of the Mikasa right here. Musashi on Mikasa. This is just wrong. I'm guessing that was 3 overpens. All right, so Ganget has pushed Mikasa out. They've got the second ring. They've got the cap advantage. It is 3v3, but one of those 3 is the Mikasa. Massachusetts doing a good job of staying alive at the right time. He's not shooting right now, but he is spotted by the Conqueror. He's got some shots on him. I think Ohio has to push forward for this. Got the Musashi in the second ring. Dislodging him is going to be a pain in the butt. They've got to kill that Ganget. At this point, I'd be screaming, shoot the Ganget. Is he spotted? He's not spotted. So, Burning Unconcerning is doing an excellent job at spotting. They got all the rings. They win in 2 minutes. Conqueror up on the Massachusetts. Ohio has to push up. This has to be the all-go call. Let's see how they do with it. This Conqueror pushes up past this island. That Musashi is just going to end his life. At this point, I think you switch with the Ohio in, but I'm guessing Cletus is waiting for this, and that's going to be a big sit on him. He's got his secondaries going. Ganget is going to be able to charge down the Mikasa. That's going to be the end of him, and that's going to be 60 points in the direction of Burning Unconcerning. Let's see what the Conqueror has to say about it. This Ohio should be able to very handily beat this Massachusetts. Can he do it with enough time? A little concerned about where the Conqueror is at, because this Musashi is sitting here licking his chops, waiting. Okay, he has stopped. Got no shot on the Massachusetts. Musashi says, look at these guns. He's just saying, come forward. Come forward and be killed. Like the Ohio is going to be the one making that move. They don't know where the Conqueror is, but they got a pretty good idea. Ganget has managed to kill the Mikasa. There's 31 seconds left on the match. If they don't get into the rings, that's going to be that. Ohio's going to make the first push. But I think it's going to be too little too late, and that's going to be Burning Unconcerning 3-0. Barring something crazy happening, Massachusetts is moving out. He takes a little bit of a chunk, but it's not going to be enough. Conqueror, maybe one more shot on him. There's 11 seconds. 6 seconds. I think they just waited a little bit too long for that final push. With that, that's going to be the game at 3-0. The Burning Unconcerning. Our last match.